Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960. So we've got an incredible treat for you because we're going to connect in with the south of Greece with Maria Fudas, who is an author, a certified assertiveness transformational coach, a speaker, and an author of a great book called Connect with Yourself and Others. And she's coming to us, believe it or not, from a cafe on the ocean side in the south of Greece. Maria, welcome to the show.
Yes. Okay. Hi. Sorry, I'm just trying to organize the data here and everything. Hi, guys. I'm here from Naphakos, Greece.
Where
Homeland.
Where are you?
So I'm in Naphakos, Greece. It's a little bit southeast from Athens, and this is where I was born. I came to Canada when I was around 5 years old. So this is my homeland. It's beautiful, just by the ocean. I'm in a cafe.
So that's the Mediterranean, south of you.
Yes, I guess the Aegean Sea, I believe. Yeah.
The Aegean Sea, okay.
Yes.
And how far from Greece? How far from Athens?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
People are familiar. We're right off the bridge of Patra, which is a bigger city.
And this is a cafe owned by your brother?
Yes, we're at Maestraki Cafe. It has the best food, the best it's the best little location by the ocean. So I actually go to the beach here. They have lounge chairs and the food is spectacular. And so if anybody's in the area, it's also a great place before you go to Delphi for where the gods are. This is the route you pass.
And we're going to talk about self-mastery today. Is that correct?
Yes.
So tell us.
Self-mastery is... Go ahead.
Tell us a little bit about what self-mastery is.
So self-mastery, it's really, and I'll start by a quote that Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu is Chinese philosopher, also the founder of Taoism. But he said, you are powerful, he says, when you are able to control others, but you're even mightier when you're able to master yourself. And that's what people don't realize. Self-mastery is really where the power is. It's when you're able to control your emotions and act and react out of your inner wisdom instead of acting and reacting from other people's negative beliefs and others' projections. So self-mastery, I have a powerful methodology in my coaching that I've put together out of a 12-session program where one is able to master themselves, literally, to be able to know, first of all, to know when you're acting and reacting out of emotion, because that's important to have the awareness and the self-awareness. I give them tools to be able to do that, and we could go through some of that. But it's to know and to also to recognize who we truly are. So you know through awareness how to act and react, and when you're acting and reacting out of emotion, and not when other people are triggering you instead of who you truly are, your inner wisdom.
What's your inner wisdom?
So our inner wisdom is who we truly are. So our authentic self, I'm sure a lot of people talk about how we're energetic beings having a spirit, having a physical experience here on Mother Earth. So who we truly are is a consciousness. It's a pure love consciousness is who we truly are. So once we recognize that and we're able to know when we're acting, when we're not acting from our authentic self, which was true love energy, then we're able to shift. And I could do an exercise for people, just people that don't believe me, that think we're just, that take who we are literally. We could do a little exercise right now just to kind of shift them and make them realize who we are is really a consciousness.
Well,
you want to do that now, Brian?
No, let's just wait a second and we'll do it after the message break, if that's okay.
Perfect.
So tell me how you came to know what self-mastery and inner wisdom is.
Okay, all of it started because I needed to do the tools for myself. So from my own experiences and tribulations and events that happened in my life, I started questioning the universe and I started questioning myself. And I started asking the difficult questions. What are we here for? What are we, is this all there is? And why are things happening the way I want sometimes? And when I don't want things, they also happen. So it's really with all the questions that I started doing a lot of research. I read a lot of books and a lot of research, a lot of webinars. And that's where I really came to the realization that we're more of what the eye sees. We're more than what we are taught. We are so more powerful and so much deeper than one thinks we are. And we're able to manifest our own lives. Who we truly are is an energetic being who and we're co-creators with the universe, with God, with whatever name you want to call it, this magical, invisible energy that's with us. We're co-creators. And once you master that and you realize how powerful you are, you don't take the small stuff, you dismiss the small stuff or small people or people that act out of their emotions or projections of traumatic events. You kind of have the wisdom to kind of, and I teach the tools, and we could go through that a little bit later. You have the tools within oneself to kind of like pull back, basically, not go into the other people's energetic and traumas and drama really is what it is, to be pulled in by them and to kind of pull back and get into your frame and own your own energy and act out of that powerful wisdom instead of being drawn into other people's dramatic energy and projections is really all it is. Because at any given time, we're just projecting who we truly are inside.
What a great attitude. What a great philosophy. We're going to have to delve into it more after the message break. Stay with us. We're going to come back in just 2 minutes with Maria Fudas, who is an assertiveness transformational coach and author and a wonderful person coming to us from the south of Greece, right on the ocean. Stay with us, everybody. How cool is this? Welcome back, everyone, to the south of Greece, where we're chatting with Maria Fudas, who is an author of a great book called Connect with Yourself and Others. She's a certified assertiveness transformational coach. Get that? A certified assertiveness transformational coach and a speaker. And she wants us to all align with love and success. Sounds great. Maria, we were just chatting about how you're a co-creator with the universe of your future. I don't understand that. How are you a co-creator with the universe of your future?
So once you understand that you're more than what the eye sees, that you're this powerful, energetic energy, and we're all connected. Imagine almost like a tree. When you look at a tree and there's leaves on the tree, each leaf is standing alone, and they think they're individual, but really what happens is the trunk of the tree and the roots, it's all one. So a lot of people call God the source or the universe. So we all have the same source. We're all standing individually like this beautiful independent tree leaves, but we're really all interconnected somehow. So once you come into the wisdom, and that's what I help people do with my methodology. We could go through some tools today, but obviously it is a process, and the more you practice it and the more you dive into it, then it's more of a being, of a realization. It's so my book, so people understand, my book gives you the guidelines on how to do it. When you go into coaching, if somebody was interested in my coaching program, once you go into transforming yourself and coaching yourself into deeper, then it's more of a being. You're able to put those tools that I give in my book, for example, into practice. Once you put the tools into practice, then you're able to recognize first that you're this energetic being, more than what we see, and then put it into practice with the three key aspects, which is assertiveness, which is communication, which is, of course, spirituality, to recognize who you are. And then I give powerful mantras. But I don't know, Brian, do you want to do that exercise first to make people recognize that they're—
Sure, that'd be great. But let's just, before you do that, just remind us. So assertiveness, communication, and mantras, is that correct?
Yeah, so assertiveness and communication are really one, because it's assertiveness communication.
Okay.
The second is spirituality. It's spirituality.
Sorry. Okay.
Teachings. So, and the spirituality is really spirit. It's not spirituality meaning religion. It's recognizing who we are. Who we are is this spirit. That's who we are. We're a spirit. Okay. We're this energetic being. So I with techniques and exercises, I let people recognize, not by just telling them, because intellectually they might say, yeah, we're this energy, but yeah, right, Maria's just giving us, just saying whatever. But once you are able to understand it on a deeper level and feel it for yourself, then you come to say, yeah, this makes sense. And that's what I'm going to do with my exercise now, Brian.
Okay,
I want to help the audience. And if people, of course, I know it's a radio show, so the people that are on the radio, they could take it. So for example, what I'm going to hold up now is an Alpha beer bottle. It's a big A for the people if it's on the radio. So all I want them to do is, with their eyes wide open, with their ears obviously open, I want them to see this bottle, which has a big A. It's Alpha beer, which means A for the best. And that's why I chose this beer, because that's who we all strive, is to be our alpha, to be our best version of ourselves. So look at this bottle. I want everybody to see it, and I want everybody to hear my voice that says alpha. Now, in a minute, I'm going to ask everybody, and alpha means the letter A, obviously. So then I want everybody to close their eyes. I'm going to tell them the exercise to do, but then I'm going to stop talking. I want everybody to close their eyes, and you could do it too, Brian. And once they close their eyes, I want them to hear me say alpha, and I want them to see this bottle in their consciousness, but with their eyes closed. So I want you to go ahead and do that for a second. So close your eyes, hear and see this.
Okay.
Okay. And you could, so obviously, you should have been able to hear the voice in what I just said of the alpha, and you should have been able to see the bottle of the letter A. So why I do this exercise to make people recognize that it's your consciousness. You were able to see and hear and feel and, taste in a lot of times, if you knew the taste of beer, without actually using your senses. So it's to show you that you're more than what you actually think you are, your physical self. There's this higher consciousness that we are, that hears, that sees, and even has the taste without actually doing it physically. That's who we truly are. With its higher energy, consciousness is who we truly are beyond the body. So once you recognize this, and you recognize that everybody has this consciousness, and the way it works is this invisible energy, just like the source, the tree, the leaf, we're all invisibly connected by this invisible energy. Whether you see it or not, whether you believe it or not, it is.
So this
once
is
you
sort of
recognize
what some people call God, or some people think of as Mother Nature, or what Star Wars called the Force.
Exactly. The force, people call it the source. People, God sometimes has a religious connotation. People are not comfortable with that. But the source or the universe, some people are comfortable with the universe or the source. Not so much Mother Nature is part of the universe, but it's higher than that. The universe is all the planets. It's everything, right? It's beyond our world, beyond this. So we're all connected. So imagine we're not just this physical being. We're this powerful, energetic stardust, let's say. And that's
powerful, energetic stardust
that comes from a basic, and who we are here now. Who you see now is my physical self, but I have the wisdom to know I'm more than that. So we come here in a physical body to experience Earth, to experience, the taste of French fries, which I have here, to experience the taste of drinking the beer or a Coca-Cola or whatever you're drinking, to read a great book like mine, to connect with yourself and others. So we're here to use our five senses and to enjoy life. Right? That's what we're here for. So enjoy life.
Can I make an admission?
Yes.
I didn't see the Alpha beer bottle.
You didn't see it?
No, I saw this beautiful beach and ocean that's in behind you, and the ocean waves coming in.
That's even better.
It's
and
much
see when
better.
You close. That's much better, right? When you closed your eyes, I bet you were still able to see it, right?
I was still able to see the ocean that's in your background right now.
And the waves. Can you hear the waves through the? Can you hear the waves? I'm not sure if they're coming.
No, it's interesting. Audio. I can't hear the waves through the radio, but given that I can see them, I can almost imagine.
Oh, I can hear thunder right now. I can hear thunder right now. Hopefully, we won't get rain.
The universe.
The beauty of being
the universe
outside.
is either agreeing or disagreeing with you, one or the other.
It's saying yes. Listen, she's telling you the truth. It's God speaking.
Okay, so spirituality was your number 2, and you've just explained it, and you've explained how we're all interconnected, and that we're like leaves on a tree, but that we're connected through the branches and the trunks to the source. But your first one was assertiveness and communication. Explain that. Why is that so important?
Yeah. And assertiveness is primarily communication, but it's more than that. It's a sense of being. It's a sense of confidence. And communication, I recognize from my past experiences and relationships that communication is key. And the reason why I chose this tool is because I had to learn for myself as well how to communicate properly. Because if you're not communicating effectively what you want, what you don't want, a lot of us are shy, or we feel we don't want to be aggressive, and we just don't have the tools to communicate. And communication is key for any relationship. And if you don't know or have the tools to communicate effectively, you're not going to get your needs met. And communication allows you, it's really a mode of communication and being but it's a way to get your needs met. It's a way to get your needs met. It's a way also to detox of any ill feelings or any feelings that you may have that are resentful to people. To do it, and it's all about doing it in a loving way, in a more powerful, loving way, and not doing it in an angry, forceful, in an angry way, really. Because once you understand that we're this powerful being connected, you're going to treat the other people with respect and love as well. And you're going to have the wisdom not to treat them in a low way. And then, and that's really what it is. That's where the combination of the three is important. Once you recognize who we are, then you're going to treat everybody the way you want to be treated, which is really out of love and respect.
Now, you're unbelievably articulate. Are you saying that you weren't always, that you didn't communicate well at one point in time?
I communicated well in business, but not so much in my relationships. I would say a little bit more of a people pleaser, and I would go along with people more, and because of the way I was raised, I have 4 older brothers, I was raised more to just obey and kind of do what people tell you so much. So I didn't so much articulate my personal feelings as now I will say if I don't like something or if I don't like something, and I have the tools to be able to express myself, which I didn't have before. And that's the reason actually why I went into this, because I needed the tools.
So how did you learn to become so much more assertive?
I took courses online. I took some courses online. I got certified, and it's not that difficult actually. There is simple tools, and I'll give them one. I give the audience a simple tool, and I created this. It's called the FUL method.
The what method?
FUL. F like Maria Fudas, like Fudas. U like you, and L like. So I developed this. It's an easy way for people to remember. If all you have to do is FUL. Tell people how you feel and what you like. So, for example, I would say, Brian, I don't feel comfortable when you do this. I would like it when you do so-and-so. So all you have to remember is easy. It's 3 things. Express what your desire is, what you want. Then you tell the other person what it is, making them aware of what it is they're doing that it's making you what's making you not feel good. And then the L is to kind of frame your expectation, your boundary. So what you feel, let the other person know how you feel. You let them give the other person awareness, because you know what I've discovered most of the time, the other person doesn't even know what they're doing wrong. So once you let them know what they're doing wrong, and then the like is like what you want, what you don't want, and what you like. Let the other person know. Frame your expectation, what it is, or your boundary. Let the other person know. It's as simple as that. And so it's not telling the other person.
Number 1, explain how you feel. Number 2, explain what the other person, you, are doing wrong that makes you feel that way. And then number 3, change it to a positive and share with them what you'd like to have happen.
Yeah. So make them aware, let them know what you want, and then it's not being forceful. Then you allow them to comply. If they don't comply and they're always doing something to make you feel bad, then you know that person maybe is not the person you want to be with, or not a person you want to have a friend with, because they don't respect your feelings, correct? So then you have to own your power and say, well, this person is not being respectful to me, because if they keep let's say swearing at you and you don't like to be sworn at, or they're abusing you and they keep, then it's up to you. It's the onus is on you to say, well, now it's up to you. You're choosing to stay in a relationship with a friend or someone that's treating you badly. So the onus is not on the other person anymore. It's taking responsibility, not acting like a victim. Oh my God, this guy's abusing me, or he's doing this all the time. No, the onus is on you. This is who he is.
What do you mean by own your own power?
So once you recognize that you're owning your power, and if you're allowing the other person to treat you badly all the time, then really it's because you're allowing it. Because we have to recognize we can't change other people. We could only change ourselves. So if I'm, let's say, if I'm telling you, if you're putting me down all the time, if I'm with people and you keep calling me names, and I tell you, listen, I really don't like it, Brian, if you're talking down on me when, I'm in front of people, please tell me when, and I tell me when we're in private. And you keep doing it in front of my friends and family, and I kept telling you 2, 3, 4 times. At that point, you simply just don't respect me, correct? Because otherwise you would do what I like, right? Or respect my feelings. So then it's up to me to kind of say, do I stay in this relationship or this friendship? And and I'm okay. I'll have to put up with the way they treat me because they can't change. Or I will choose to leave because I don't want to be treated like that. But in any case, whatever choice you make, you own your power because you recognize it's your choice. If you choose to stay with that person that's disrespecting you, at least you know you made that choice, and you take a deep breath and you say, yeah, he's an idiot, whatever, but he's my idiot. You know what I mean? And not feel like you're like a victim. That's what happens. A lot of people get into the victimhood. And that's when you own your power. When you recognize, even though somebody's treating you badly, you recognize it and you're okay with it. You might not like it, but you own your power. Then you're not gonna fall into a victimhood, and that's when you're owning your power.
So you said you learned these because of your own personal situation. So you became more assertive. You learned your assertiveness. Did you end up doing exactly what you said? Did you end up telling the person how you felt, what they were doing wrong, and what you would like to have happen?
Unfortunately, Brian, you usually learn after the relationships end. So once you go into inner self wisdom and you start self-analyzing and self-awareness, that's what brought me into this journey. When I went more internalized to see what I was doing wrong, because it's easy to blame others for our failed relationships or friendships. But the real power and wisdom is when you kind of go within yourself and say, okay, they might have done this stuff, but what was in my power? What could I done differently? That's really where the wisdom is. And then that's when I realized, well, I know I could have done things differently. And being honest with yourself, right? It's easy to blame others, but we're always half the relationship. So it doesn't matter how bad you think the other person is, we're still a component of that. So it's important to take ownership as to what we do wrong. And once you do that, then you own your power. Because as soon as you think it's always the other person's fault, then you're giving the power away to the other person. Once you take ownership of what you could have done wrong, and then you learn from it, then it's not stressful anymore. Then you own your power, and the other person doesn't have a hold of you anymore. And that's what people don't recognize. Then your bitterness is gone, your anger is gone, and you're able to be friends with the other person with no bad energy lingering in between you. The flow of the energy then is pure.
Your bitterness is gone, your anger is gone, and you can be friends again.
Yes.
God, that would be so nice.
That honestly, and it does happen, but the key is both people have to be at that level, right? Because if you have one person that's not spiritually aware and that's not aligned with their love, authentic self, then obviously one person can't do it alone. But if both people are living through their authentic self and have through love energy, then you're able to form a friendship with someone that you were enemies with or had, divorces and whatever. But if one person is there, then it makes it, if one person is there, you could try to bring the other person slowly by giving them love and love energy, but it will take a little bit longer because the other person still has to get there, correct?
Yeah.
Because you can't do it alone.
We're chatting tonight with Maria Fudas, who is a certified assertiveness coach, and she's given us just now some suggestions on how to be assertive or more assertive. And she's a author of a great book called Connect with Yourself and Others that talks a lot about relationships, but most importantly, because I've read the book, it actually talks a lot about connecting with yourself first. And what she's talking about, I think really resonates, that a lot of responsibility for almost anything that goes on in your life really emanates from yourself, first of all, before you can take into account other people. And too often we blame others, and not often enough do we take responsibility for our own actions. We're going to take a break for 2 minutes and come back more with Maria Fudas from the south of Greece. What a special, special opportunity to see the ocean. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everyone, to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960. We're coming to you tonight from the south of Greece. Our guest is Maria Fudas, who is an author of a great book called Connect with Yourself and Others. She's a certified assertiveness transformational coach and a speaker, and she's all about aligning yourself with love and success. She's the co-founder and creator of MFT Transformation at Maria Fudas. She is in her homeland in the south of Greece right now, and wanted to connect up to talk a little bit about self-mastery, which we've been talking about. But maybe, Maria, you could tell us a little bit about the village that you're in, and And what you do, you go visit your mother in Greece fairly frequently. Tell me about sort of the village and what your day is.
Yeah, actually, right now I'm in Nafoctus, which is kind of like the town, I guess. I live maybe 10, 15 minutes away where the village is. But Nafoctus is a beautiful town where it's right on the water. It's very, very picturesque. It's gorgeous. It even has like a port and a castle on the top where people visit. But my day, I have my 95-year-old mom, 95, 96, that lives here. She moved back when she retired, basically with my dad. And my dad passed away, but my mom still lives here. And she's 95 years old. She's not traveling much anymore. So I come twice a year to visit her, spend some time with her. So my day, I come in the morning, I have my coffee. It's very relaxing. My brothers have, my two of my brothers have moved back. They have a wonderful cafe right on the beach, literally. And then I have my bathing suit inside. And then literally I go to the beach. I sit on a lounge chair, sit there for a couple of hours, use the beach, have another cold coffee, an iced coffee, and then go back upstairs, have some nice fish, some local food. And then my mom goes back, has a siesta. And then I come back in the evening for a nice cold beer and perhaps a splaggy. So it's a wonderful day, relaxing and peaceful.
Sounds perfection.
Yeah.
It's
the like
beaches,
paradise.
are the beaches sandy or rocky?
They're rocky here. Usually the Greek beaches are rocky. We do have a sandy one if you go. It's all waterfront. So as you go, maybe another 10 minutes on the waterfront, there is a couple of towns, little villages that have a sandy beach as well. But generally, they're a little rocky.
And the temperature is what? Is it warmer, obviously, than Toronto?
Warmer than Toronto. It's cool. It was like 40 degrees last week, so I came at the perfect time where it's cooled off a little bit. So right now it's really beautiful. Maybe I would say in the 20s, but because we're right on the water, as you can see, there's a nice little breeze coming, and it's a little fresher. So it's always nice by the beach. It's warm, but you get this nice little breeze that comes. So it's gorgeous.
We always hear about the Greek islands. You're not close to the Greek islands, right?
Well, everything is relative. It's not far, but no, you would have to take the boat to go to the islands from here. So the best way would be to go to Athens and then take a boat or a plane from there for the islands. Or you would take the one from the Patra port. Like you could go to Venice from here, actually. At Patra, there's a boat that goes directly, a ferry into Italy from here. Not Venice, but Brindisi, I think. So there's a couple of boats. To go to the islands like Santorini and Mykonos, you have to go from Athens.
Now, if you're on the southeast corner of Greece, if you look south, you're what, looking at Egypt? And if you're looking east, you're looking at Italy? Is that correct?
Oh my God. It's kind of, well, it's all kind of water because we're towards the bottom. So you're not, Italy would be, I'm trying to think, oh my God, I'm not under I'm trying to think how the map is. Well, the north obviously is Turkey. I'm south from that.
You're south of Turkey. Oh, really? Okay.
So because Athens, right? So we're definitely south of that. So I would be closer to the other port would be Italy. That's right. So the other side of me would be, if you look at the map, would be Italy.
Yeah.
So that's where the port would be. You would be able to take a boat and go across into Italy.
And is the economy primarily tourism, or is it agriculture, or what's the economy in your village, in your area?
In this area, unfortunately, they haven't marketed tourism well. So most of the tourists that are here are local, meaning Greek. So either from Greece or Greeks that have moved to Canada or the US. So they haven't. There's a lot they could do with tourism because it has a beautiful castle, a port, but unfortunately, they haven't marketed it. So tourism is the main thing, but the tourists here are local, Greek, meaning from Canada or Australia or stuff like that. So the tourism is Greek from people that have moved away in general here.
And the local beer that you drink is Alpha?
Alpha, and they have Fix as well. So it's a lighter beer, similar to the Corona. When you look at that, or a Heineken, it's that kind of flavor, just like a light beer, which is very nice.
Right. And what about
those
the
are
wine?
really nice by the water when it's hot.
What's the wine?
The wine here locally, red, rosé, I like here more. Personally, the wine, I mean, it depends. I mean, I do love the Italian wine. Greek wines are not that famous. They do have some nice wines, not locally in this area. The other local drink in Greece is tsipuro. With ouzo, obviously people know the ouzo, which is like a licorice taste, but tsipuro is more local. It doesn't have that sweetness to it, and it's made from the grapes. like the seeds of the grapes, and it's I would say like the vodka, but it has a distinguished taste from the grapes. And sipura is what people would generally drink with ice.
And meals, primarily seafood or what?
Where I am, it's they have seafood and meat too. Big meat eaters in Greece. Where I am, it's local. We have mountains and water, so we do get fish, great fish. But we also there's people with lamb, goat. We do have some cows, local farmers. So everything is the beauty thing is everything is local, biological. It's it doesn't taste. It tastes totally different from being in Canada. Put it that way. The food just tastes real food, right? The meat tastes like meat. It's like the tomatoes like melt in your mouth. Everything is grown on the vines. The meat, literally, when my brothers need meat, they call a local farmer. They say we need some I don't know, some beef for hamburgers. So the hamburgers is you can't compare. Basically, you'd have to come here, Brian. You have to come visit one day, and you'll taste, and you'll tell your audience.
I'd love to. It sounds fantastic. And if we go, remind us the name of the cafe that we need to go to.
Maestraki. So Maestraki actually is the wind. That's where I'm getting the wind. It's saying, yes, we're here. Maestraki, there's two kind of winds that come. The Maestraki is like the northern wind, and there's Voriaz, which is the south. So right now we're getting like the northern wind in this area. So that's why I get the breeze. So they call it Maestraki because that's where the breeze that comes on this area.
So let's come back to self-mastery. And you've talked to us about the three concepts. And the first one is assertiveness and communication. And the second one that you talked to about was spirituality, that we're all connected, that we're all part of one force. What's the third?
So the third aspect that I use in my methodology, and I was inspired to use this actually by, I don't think people are familiar by the Course in Miracles. For those that are not, actually, A Course in Miracles, I'm a student of A Course in Miracles, and I finished it, and I was inspired by it. So just to give a little background on it, the Course in Miracles at the end of the day gives you one, besides it's a huge book, but it gives you one exercise to do a day for a whole year. And you do that, and the premise on that is to help you align with the universe and to who you truly are. And it's really to start living your life with the awareness that with the premise of love, basically. So for you to recognize that everything in our life, our daily lives, has love, and to pull out, recognize that love, and what it does that at the end, what the objective is to allow you to live with love, but also peace from the inside out. Because once you take the right objective and you look at the right perspective, in the way something happens to you or somebody does something, instead of looking at, there's different ways you can look at it. So once you have the internal wisdom to be able to choose the right perspective, what you see and what you hear changes. Once you look at something differently, how you see it changes. And that's where the wisdom is. And that's where you get inner peace. So and that's really what it is. Once you're able to live with inner peace, you're then living with without the emotions of others. You're seeing things differently. Once you choose to see everything with love and with the act of love. For example, when a child shares a French fry, most of the time you're like, oh, whatever. But at that moment, that child is giving it to you out of love, because there's nothing they're looking to get back. So anytime somebody opens the door for you with no alternative motive, basically, and people do that every day that we kind of don't pay attention to. So it's to pay attention to all the miracles in life. And that's what the book, and I'll explain how it came to be. That's really what the objective is, to see the miracle in everything that happens in our lives.
And this book of miracles, what is it? Is it like a holy book? Is it just a bunch of slogans? What is it?
Yeah, so it's actually almost like a holy book. So the person that wrote it was Helen Schuckman in 1976, and she's obviously Jewish. But the premise of that is, she says that it was so word for word, the book that she wrote was dictated to her by inner dictation by Jesus Christ. And she's Jewish, right? So it's not about religion. This is all about. So the book really is all of Jesus's teachings. And so it was in her dictation. So what she says is everything was given to her by the Spirit of Jesus Christ, and she wrote it. Now I am a Christian, So I'm not so much religious, but it's all Jesus' teaching. So if you take the religion aspect out of it and you see what Jesus taught, he taught basically love. Treat your neighbors with love and respect. Treat everybody the way you want to be treated. Treat them like you treat yourself. So really, this is what all the teachings are, but it's done in a way to give you that perspective. And then the mantras that they use, the exercise that's done daily, as I say, are there to help you on a deeper level to connect with that energy, to have you recognize who you truly are. And what it does ultimately is shift your, what do you call it? Because usually we act and react out of our subconscious limiting beliefs. So this helps you shift not to act out of your subconscious limiting beliefs and to act out of the wisdom instead. So Brian, I'm trying to get a little bit of rain, but it's okay. I'll get a little bit of rain on. If it starts pouring, I'll move.
But you're the universe. You can tell the universe to stop it, can't you?
I know. I you know what? Yeah, I'm not getting very good. I'm losing my power. I'm talking to you. Stop. Yes, it's okay. It's a nice little.
So these mantras that you recited every day, they helped you what? They helped you just get peace and love?
Yeah, so what it ultimately does is change your subconscious limiting beliefs. So by changing subconsciously your traumas and all the negativity you have, you kind of it helps you pull out your positiveness instead of acting out of those negative beliefs. So I start my mantras the way they start is I took 12 or 20 of the most powerful ones, the ones that actually help shift me, and that's what I use in my methodology. So to give an example. I start, the way I work it is I start by having people detach about who they think they are. So doing an exercise by helping them detach by everything they know, making them realize that everything they've learned is literally because that's what they were taught. They're taught this table is a wooden table, or it's called a table because that's what you're taught. So by detaching of everything you've learned, then you're kind of like an open canvas. So it's really a way of, what do you call it? I'm getting an umbrella. See, it's perfect to have service here. So it's really a way of deprogramming yourself. That's what I'm looking at. Deprogramming yourself to be able to live out of love. If you see, oh my God, that's perfect. Thanks, Costa. See, this is the beauty of having brothers here that take care of you.
They take great care of you. Well, that's fantastic.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. Thanks, Costa. I love it.
Sorry.
So this is just in case it starts pouring.
So
then what I do with my what I do with my my mantras, with my objective. So once they learn to detach, then I slowly go from the detachment to connecting again. So to connect with detaching from everything you've learned and then connecting with the source and the people, slowly connecting to see the other people with the divine energetic beings they are. So to connect and see. So for example, I'll do an exercise where they walk around and they see everybody and they simply say to themselves a mantra. I see, for example, now I would say, I see God in Brian. And I sit there to visibly see God in you. And then say, I see God in myself, and see that the energy. So you could say universe, see that energy within myself. You see a dog or a cat, anything that's living, and say, I see God in that bird when you're walking. And it's very powerful. When I did that, when I was walking, I did that exercise, and I could actually then feel, it's more than just see, to feel the energy that connects all of us. And what ultimately that does, go ahead.
The energy that connects all of us.
Yes, and once you're able to connect yourself with everything that goes around, see, ultimately that will lead you to forgiveness as well. So if you have ill feelings by someone, if something's done someone to you,
oh God, yes,
right? Then once you're able to see that you're actually one with that person, and you recognize that person just simply is acting out of ego. And what I call ego is, they call it edging God out. Some people, that's what it stands for, EGO, edging God out. So
really?
Once you
edging God out, that's a great line. I love that.
Isn't that great? So edging God out, which means edging your natural self, who you truly are, out. So once you're able to recognize that, when somebody's not acting out of love, and they're acting out of vengeance or out of anger, you kind of have to take a deep breath, get inside yourself, and just say, you know what, this person, not hate them, just recognize that this person at this moment is just acting out of ego, and they just don't know better. Literally, Brian, I mean, you probably do a lot of shows. You're probably aware of this more than more people. I'm aware because I've done studies and I've done a lot of work within myself to transform myself. But most people, they just live around, just living, seeing, doing, acting, reacting in the moment, not recognizing that there's so much more. So they're acting out of ego. What I mean by that, acting out of their external self, not really acting out of their higher self, which is love energy. So once you have the wisdom to do that, when somebody says something stupid to you or talks down on you, or they think they're smarter or ironic, or does something mean or angry, or they're bitter, take a deep breath, know that those are the people that need love the most. So that's how I treat it. When somebody is angry and bitter like that, I kind of take a breath and I send them love, because I said that person really needs some love energy right now because they're miserable.
What a great attitude. What a great philosophy. We're going to take a final break and then come back with some concluding comments with Maria Fudas from the south of Greece in just a minute. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everyone, to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960. We're coming to you from the south of Greece with Maria Fudas, who is a certified assertiveness coach. She's an author of a great book called Connect with Yourself and Others. Maria, how do I get the book Connect with Yourself and Others if people are interested?
So you could buy it anywhere on Amazon, chapters, wherever you want to go. It's anywhere online, basically, or you could go through my any social medias if you want to get in contact with me. And Maria Fudas, Affleck and Frank. Yeah.
If people want to access you for coaching, how do they do that?
Yeah, any social media. I'm available on LinkedIn, Twitter, anything, Facebook. Send me a message. It's Maria Fudas, Affleck and Frank, UDAS. Send me a message and I do one-on-one sessions. I could be in person or I do most of them on the phone now. They're very successful. And I'm happy to give all your audience, anybody that connects with me, a free first session, an introductory session. So there's no strings attached, no nothing. So if somebody is even curious, contact me and I'll give them a free 30-minute intake session to see if they even want to work with me and to give them an idea. And the book anywhere online, basically. So it's very easy. Last question.
Transformational is the word you use. Explain what transformational is.
So the word transform, the way I see it, is really the word means transform. It's two words, trans and form. So trans really means change, to change. And the form, the way I see it, is the form, it means how you're acting, how you're seeing. So to change from acting from your physical being to your inner higher self, which is your consciousness, your spirit. So to change form, to stop seeing things, acting and reacting by emotion, which is really coming out of your head, which is your physical self. That's where the ego is, edging God out. And to change form and to see people and situations through your spirit, which is your authentic self, your consciousness. And then your whole world changes. How you see people changes, how you see situations changes. And ultimately, that's how you live with love and peace, which is primary from the inside out. Because, once you live with peace, then everything kind of aligns. If you're living with, if you're always triggered, then your life is always triggered. You're not able to think rationally and act with love because everything comes from the inside out. We're always projecting. So if you're always projecting love and peace, then everything around you changes. The relationships, the situations.
I can't think of a better way of being inspired to live in love and peace than chatting with you from the beach, from the seashore in southern Greece. So thank you so much for being with us and sharing with us on your vacation with your mom in Greece. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Ryan. And we got all 4 seasons here, I see today.
Well, that's our show for tonight. From the south of Greece with Maria Fudas, a certified transformational coach and author of a great book called Connect with Yourself and Others. You can get it on Amazon. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend. Maria, thank you so much again.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for having me.